Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Now a play fake. Lance. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
That is one heck of a catch right there. Got his eye on it the whole way and able to make the grab one-handed. Very nicely done and for a nice chunk of yardage, too.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. On play action, Lance. He's got the hook up to Odell Beckham. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here, too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Play fake for Sermon. Now Lance. Trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kelvin Joseph. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
And that's frustrating for a defense because they've got them pinned down deep. And on the first play, they gave up a run that keeps an offense on schedule.
Yeah, because 3 to 4 yards, that's all you're looking for right there, right?
That's absolutely perfect, really, as a play call. You get 3 to 4 yards on first down. That's what they talk about us all the time, about being ahead of the chains or on target, ahead of schedule. They were after that run.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5. Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. So, Charles, first drive here, little safe completion underneath. Maybe get some rhythm, get your feet wet, so to speak.
I agree, and I like it because it's a lot like a basketball game when you're getting started and you pass the ball around so everyone touches it early and gets involved in the game. In this case, it's not just dumping it to a back and he's able to run with the ball, but you get your offensive linemen involved because they get to get out and run and hit people in the open field. Everyone getting their feet wet early.
Meanwhile, Dak's throw pulled in by Lamb. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 39. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down and put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you.
A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people. But that
and it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And the Niners are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, a shaky start for both quarterbacks now. We had the interception on the opening drive, and now they throw it right back to him.
So does that mean we're really kind of starting from the beginning, Brandon, right? Both of them have done it, so we kind of start from scratch. Looks to me like both of these defenses have done their homework, and they're executing quite well.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Overall, I'd have to say that was just really good team defense because to me, you can't pin that one on the running back. He had no shot there. He had a man in his face immediately.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. Starting drive number 2 off on the right foot. Completion for the first down. Drive 1 they had to be pretty frustrating because they moved the football. They just didn't get any points out of it.
But warm-up QB2, let's bring in the backup. I mean, my goodness, you take them downfield.
And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down. Throwing on second and long. Lance. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 37.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Off of play action, here's Lance. In trouble, and he's taken down. Micah Parsons. In there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves.
Under pressure, and they got to him again. Micah Parsons. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. A heck of a play there on 3rd down, but amazingly, they're still short for 4th. No score after 1 on EA Sports. So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. Going right back to Beckham here, complete. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
And that's a big pickup of a first down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then. And now for that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the inning, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Prescott on first down. James has got it. Complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw is here late in the season. He goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Well, so far, little to no resistance by the defense on this drive alone. 3 passes, 3 completions, 3 first downs. They're taking it to him, and it's paying off.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
That call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 2nd down, Elliott once more. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Along Nichols with a big-time sack on 3rd down. It's a loss of 7. So this defense, they gave up some yards on this drive, but bottom line, they came up with a sack when it mattered.
And we know that every down counts, but let's be honest about it. People focus on 3rd down as a real key down in any drive, any situation, and they took full advantage of 3rd down there and made a play.
And his kick here is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in this 2nd quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
The return man down to a knee, and this one. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Lance going to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he is across midfield from 149 to the other 49, a gain of just 2.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
To play in this first half, 7-3, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
2nd and 10. Lance, a give now to Sherman. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
Play action. Now it's Lance. And he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12.
But they were in the red zone, and they needed a first down. Was it a surprise to you that they went to the tight end?
Not at all. I thought, though, the defense might put a little more pressure on him, but still able to complete it. Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. On first down, Lance. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Lance. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Following the interception, here's Prescott. He'll get this to Elliott. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. And he'll go underneath here to Elliott. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 3rd and 1, here's Prescott. He finds his man, complete. It's James. And he will have a Cowboys first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. He finds his man, complete. That's James. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
But whenever you call and run the hitch route, a lot of times that ball's got to be in the air before the receiver even turns around. That's the result of throwing it so many times in practice is really a timing route. Make sure that ball's out of your hands, and oftentimes the receiver turns around, and there's the ball. Nice completion there.
The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. To the air again, Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. So we've come upon halftime. And just like that, on we head to half number 2. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Fielded right around the 8. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out come the Cowboys now as they'll go on offense first here in this 3rd quarter. It's been a tight game to this point. What do they need to do, Charles, to break through in the second half and take the lead?
Well, I think the first thing they need to do is thank their defense for keeping them in this game. You know, I think the defense is saying back to them, why don't you guys focus on getting some first downs, put some drives together, give us a little bit of a break here. If we can get some rest, we'll play even better for you. And, oh, by the way, pay off a few of those drives with some points, too.
Off the play fake, Prescott. He finds his man, complete. That's James.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Well, a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
And that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Nick Bosa, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage, well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. A give to Elliott. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
I think that we all figured when he caught it that short of the marker that the defense almost relaxed and said, we've got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they get...
Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. Well, it was a long attempt to begin with, so the fake you might have known was somewhat of a possibility. Credit to the defense, though. They weren't fooled.
You're right, they weren't fooled. And they were in a position of having to play it both ways. Guard for the fake, but you still want to rush the kicker because it was a makeable kick. So they ended up getting the best out of the whole thing. Stuffed the fake, and they take over the ball.
Back to Sermon on 1st down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. Throwing now is Lance. And that is incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9. And they'll go for it. Lance. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try to keep...
And that is caught. Oh, what a catch at the 5-yard line.
And these two hooked up on a nice gain to play before, and I always admire play callers that see a play that works and go right back to it, so they went right back to him. The reward, they're set up with 1st and goal.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
2nd down and goal. Lance, he'll buy some time right. That's caught by Deebo Samuel. Touchdown, San Francisco. Deebo Samuel hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Circle that drive because that might be one to remember. And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be. So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. From the 6. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. They trail now 14-3, an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Prescott. He'll find Lamb. That's complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that 1st half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. On 2nd and 7, Prescott got his man complete over the middle. It's James. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 43. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Prescott's throw taken in by Cooper here. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. Another 13 yards there twice in a row, and they're on the move. Another 1st down as well. Now Prescott. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Prescott being chased out left. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
They brought the blitz that time, and I thought they were going to get to him, but instead, he flipped it on its ear and ended up picking up positive yardage.
I thought he was dead to rights, but you are exactly correct, sir. Able to turn that into a positive gain. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 15-yard line. In a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified. Big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
And the Cowboys are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try to get the ball back again.
And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. Well, let's check on the call. So they were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
It's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
And he's going to get it inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. 45 yards on the ground for him so far. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. They'll try again with Elliott. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Cowboys have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. All right, so the Cowboys will go for 2 here. They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he will get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. And the lead is down to a field goal here in the fourth. I guess the coach looked at the 2-point cheat sheet, said go for it, get it to a 3-point game, and they did it.
Yeah, and sometimes you just throw out time of game. You don't worry about that. There's just a feel sometimes in making that call. And he felt good about what he had for a 2-point conversion. And now they're only down 3 and feeling great about themselves.
The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And with the final fortnight of games upon us, teams jockeying for position. Some of these games really starting to take enormous importance as they always do this time of year.
I like how you use fortnight.
Hey, you're impressed, aren't you?
I am impressed. That means 2 weeks, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
That does.
But how about exactly what you're talking about? Going down the stretch, how much importance is placed on these games. Look, everyone talks about every game's important. When you get to this time of year, maybe that importance gets quadruple. And that's where we are right now to see who can make their last run, their last push to get into the playoffs. And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
Lance now on first down.
This one into the hands of Kittle, the tight end. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34.
Here's Lance to throw it.
He completes it to Beckham. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
They run once more with Sermon.
And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3-and-out. Let's get off the field.
And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Trey Sermon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers add 6 to their lead.
But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
The extra point splits the uprights. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
So Dak Prescott of the offense, down by 10, 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. They have all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning, but they need 2 scores. this is going to be incomplete.
Well, if you're going to give out a little applause on that play, it has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Dak dropping this one off for Zeke. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. Left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They face a 3rd down now as they try to find a late score. That's complete to Lamb. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 1st down now, but that clock rolling. To the right side, he's got Cooper. It's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Over the middle, complete. That's Elliott. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now Prescott. Able to hit his target, Lamb. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Cowboys looking to get going again in a hurry. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the Cowboys are going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Here's Dak. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
Now Dak. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the former first-rounder Jimmy Ward. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. Well, obviously, Charles, this stage of the game, down 2 scores, they had to put the football in the air. Unfortunately, it gets picked off.
And the criticism comes easily in situations like this, but you just laid it out. Look where they are on the scoreboard. Look at where the clock is in the game. He has to take a chance here and try and get the ball downfield to his receivers. Unfortunately, it was picked off.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. On 1st and 10, here's Lance. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done.